friends, it's Laura. I have a little haul video for you today. It is kind of small, but that's how it goes. It can't always be epic every single sourcing trip, can it? Sadly, it cannot. I do have good things though. I like the things that I got. I just don't feel like I have enough. However, I also do have like hordes of inventory trying to eat me alive. So I guess I could keep working with that. The majority of this is going to be posted in my Whatnot show for tomorrow, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And I am going to have a show tomorrow at my regularly scheduled Whatnot time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And I think I'm also going to do another show on Friday because Whatnot is running a Black Friday special. So sellers get zero fees from Whatnot. We still have to pay like PayPal fees, but we don't have to pay the 8% to Whatnot that we normally pay. So that's great. So I will probably do a show on Black Friday as well. I haven't scheduled it yet, and today is Wednesday, and so maybe I should get on that, but I haven't decided what time I want to do it. So I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the haul. I've got some cute stuff. So first, I've got this cute little top. I know it doesn't look like a whole bunch here, but this was $4. Most of the stuff I got today was not on sale, which makes me very sad. But again, feast or famine, today was not really either one actually, but that's the tag. It says Beeline. And you can see this is a cute little like terry cloth style top. It's adorable. So I got that for $4. Very nice. Next, I got this. I don't usually go for Alfred Dunner. I did try for a little while because the kids were all digging Alfred Dunner, but I don't think I was getting the right pieces. In my opinion, Alfred Dunner has a lot of like cutesy kind of cottagecore stuff, but also a lot of stuff that's very lackluster, in my opinion. This is cute though. This was $4 also. And it's just a little cutie cottagecore vest. So again, not something I would necessarily pick up normally, but I like all the pastel florals and I think it's cute. Size large. We'll see how that goes. All right, next is this skirt. I was a little on the fence about this, but I really like the floral pattern on it and it feels like it's cotton. I can't remember if this is the one that has a tag with fiber content. This does have a tag, but this isn't what I was thinking of. So anyway, this was $2, which also helped in my decision-making process. Just a cute little happy floral midi skirt. All right. Next, I have this thing. This is really cute. Look at that. It's ridiculous. I love it so much. The colors are amazing. I don't know if this was cropped after the fact. It looks like it actually came this way. I did try to find some sort of bottoms that went with it, but I didn't find one. It could have just had like a black skirt or maybe like a solid color pant, and I just, didn't find it. Or that could have been missing in action entirely. This was $5. It does have a missing button on the bottom, which sucks. And the buttons are these big fatty gold things. What I will most likely do is take the one from the top and move it down to the bottom because then it's at least wearable. I'm not going to have a button that matches. I'm not confident enough that I'm going to have four buttons. And honestly, I don't want to change four buttons. So it's going to have three. And maybe I'll leave. I don't know. Gibbs, buddy, throwing my AirPods case on the floor. Anyway, this was $5. That thing is so cool. I love it. All right, 50. Next up, I will show you these. These are not going on Whatnot because I don't do housewares on there, but these were just really cool. I did debate picking these up, but they're really neat. So these are obviously mugs, and you can see they've got flamingos on them. But what I really like about these, so first of all, they're very narrow. Okay, they're clearly like pottery. They seem to be done by hand. But the other thing that it's hard to see because they've got these like my thrift store kind of bands them together like that. And I'm sorry, this is probably an obnoxious sound. Um, so first of all, it's got this great like sort of folded, so it's like they took a flat piece of clay and just folded it in on itself, which is really neat. I like that effect a lot. I hadn't even noticed this, like I had noticed this up top, but not this part down here. And then they do have a stamp, which I assume is kind of the maker's mark. It's down here, which it's hard to show you. Also more obnoxious sounds. Let's see. There you go. Little flamingo guy. I did a really quick search on these and I was not able to find anything. I'm just getting generic flamingo mugs left and right. So I will do a little bit more research. Sometimes you come across something and it just like seems like it's something, and that's what these seem like. They seem very like artisan made and they're cool. And I like all the neat little details. I like the shape. They're really nifty. Um, Nifty? Okay. Anyway, they're fucking awesome, man. So there are those mugs. More clothes, but no, you know what? We're not going to go to clothes. I My trip was like a little lackluster today, as I said. So I did stop at a second thrift, which has been disappointing for several years. And today it did continue to mostly disappoint me, but I did get a couple of items, none of which are going into whatnot, but here we go. I got these bubble lights. So if you're not familiar, number one, vintage people fucking love vintage Christmas stuff. It's also tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so it's a good time of year for this. But there were some bubble lights. I don't know when they're from. I want to say they're from like the 30s or 40s. That's not what this is. That are very collectible. And what they are is they are like, similar to this, but they're bigger. So it's got like this base and then this stem that comes up, I guess, to mimic a candle. And when you plug them in, the light element inside heats up like an oil or something that's in there. And so then the oil basically starts boiling, I guess. I mean, the liquid inside bubbles and it looks really pretty. It's very cool. Now, apparently, those are no longer allowed to be sold on eBay or maybe anywhere. Are there some listed on eBay? Yes, of course there are. They sell for a lot of money. These I don't know. These are not like the same as the really old ones as far as value. I did find a couple of comps on these that look like they're in the maybe $30 range or something. I grabbed them. We'll see what happens. I don't know if these have the same restriction as the other ones, so I don't know if they're allowed to be sold or if they'll be taken down. I don't really remember all the detail because I don't ever do this Christmas kind of stuff, but I know people love bubble lights and it looked like even the more, I mean, these are probably like 70s or maybe 80s. They have one of the telltale signs. Besides, I mean, first of all, there's the plug, but this is still a pretty standard Christmas light plug, I think. I don't buy Christmas lights. Um, but the packaging obviously looks a little bit old. You've got the UL guy, which I forget what that stands for. And also for me, part of it was the made in Taiwan ROC, which is Republic of China. And I don't know, the box looks old, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's an old box. You've got the old tag there, right? There's no UPC code. So all that kind of stuff. And the lights do work. There was like a plug at the thrift where I could test it out and they do work. So we'll see what happens with those. This is another thing I got that's also not going to whatnot. These are just going to go on eBay. I don't know if I'll auction them or just list them as a buy it now, but I don't cross post these. These are vintage panties. These are Warner's and they do obviously still have their cool little tag. So these, they're called Stripes. There's a little tag, a little torn, but it's on there. I paid $4 for these. Here's this tag, right? So it's like kind of a papery tag if it wants to focus. And these are assembled in Costa Rica, made with US components, but they're size medium, which is nice. They're like 80s panties. And I did a quick search of these, and these I want it maybe around like $50 or so, right? So that's nice. There weren't any florals and stuff like that. Size is always a big factor. The pattern can be a big factor. The ones that I saw on eBay that had sold for like 50 or $60 were like, I don't remember what color they were, beige, black, or white. Not an exciting color. So there's that. And the other thing that I got that will not go on whatnot is this towel. I don't really do linens very much anymore, but this was so freaking pretty. I love this. And it's just got a very 1940s look to it, the way that the design is done. And here's all this. All pure linen, made in Ireland, right? Yeah. And then fast colors. So it's an older tea towel. This was $3. And it's just so freaking pretty. Look at that. This reminds me, if you don't follow her already, you should. Selena Sanders, She's on Instagram. She has her own website and all this stuff. She takes things like this and makes clothing out of it, and it's stunning, gorgeous. She does amazing work. Okay. Anyway, got that. Not for whatnot. Back to clothes. Let's see. This is cute. This is like 90s. It's fine. It's a little bit sheer, which is adorable. This was also $4. It was not on sale. Little baby doll, patchwork style top. And it's done in this like crinkly, kind of semi-sheer Georgette type of fabric, right? And here's the tag, Dual Energy. So that's adorbs. Sweet. What to get? All right, this skirt, this is nice. This is, who is this? This is, oh, here we go. Hartley. So this is a brand that existed at least as early as the 70s. I don't remember if it was earlier than that. I paid $5 for this skirt, and it's just a long midi skirt. It's very pretty. This is more like a 90s era. I don't remember if Hartley existed earlier than that. I want to say it's Hartley Westwood is the brand. I wasn't really ever aware of this when I went to visit the vintage stylist lady. I bought something from her that was a Hartley Westwood piece, and she was like, "Oh, it's Hartley Westwood," and I was like, "Okay," and I went and looked it up later, and you know, I think that the earlier pieces were very sought after. Later pieces, I'm not sure, but that's going to go on Whatnot. I paid $5 for that. So that's going to be like a $15 start as per usual. So let's see. Okay, this is cute. This was a little too expensive for Whatnot, but that's okay. We're going to deal with it. I needed some inventory and I like this. So this was $8, but it's 70s and it's this like little semi-sheer kind of just a little dress. It's cute. Right, and that's the print, and you can see already here, a little on the sheer side. Hi, here's the tag, Ms. Sugar, adorable, and it says size 12. This seems, I mean, maybe it'll be a medium. It has a belt. The belt is all cinching it in right now. Often when I find these, they're smaller sizes, so the fact that it says size 12 is promising. Yeah, this might be like a medium. It's not bad. So that's cute. It was $8, which is, I'm going to start this at 15 on Whatnot, even though I paid 8 for it, just because to me that's a $15 dress on Whatnot. We'll see what happens. I honestly have no idea what tomorrow is going to be like. I know I did Thanksgiving last year. I at least did okay. It wasn't like a, pointless show. I believe I also did Black Friday, and I cannot remember how it went, but again, I think it was at least okay. So we'll see how it goes this year. I feel like the women's vintage category is a lot more saturated this year than it was last year, but I've still been doing like steadily okay. So fingers crossed. All right, next I have this. I normally would not put this up on Whatnot necessarily, but again, I'm going to need inventory, so it's going to go up. It's just a white chiffon, sort of baby doll style nightie, but it's long. Now, ideally, I would dye this some other color, but because I need it for Whatnot, it'll go in there for tomorrow. If it doesn't sell between tomorrow and Friday, then I'll dye it at some point in the future. This was $5. God. All right. Next, this is also going on Whatnot, even though I kind of don't want it to, but we'll see what happens. It's fine. This is an Olga nightgown. So what was interesting about it to me, so here's Olga. If you're familiar with Olga nightgowns, they're just like super figure flattering. They're really well designed and they're just gorgeous. So this top portion here is very stretchy and will hug your figure beautifully. And then you have all this like massive amounts of nylon fabric down here that just is very swirly and gorgeous. Here's the back, which is also just like a very, I mean, I know it looks like very simple, but it's a very distinct Olga style back. Just the way it's like a scoop back, right? And it's stretchy. Now this fabric up top has this sort of like, I don't know if you can see it. It's very hard to notice. It's got like a jacquard kind of floral print to it, design. It's really difficult to notice. And when I was in the thrift store, I actually thought that somebody tried to dye this and that the top came out like not evenly dyed. And then I realized that it was like an actual pattern in the fabric. So that was really cool. I don't know how much this particular one would go for. I haven't seen it before. There are some Olgas that go for a lot of money, like 70, 80, 100, 200, depends on what the market is at the time. I've seen them go anywhere from like 70 to like $300. Um, this one is not quite the same. I'm not going to expect that it would be as sought after, but I think it's still a great piece to put in a whatnot show. I think that Olga 80s nightgowns like this are pretty universally appreciated. And so this cost me $5. I will most likely start this at 15. That might be a mistake because I so often sell my pieces at starting bids, and especially on a holiday like Thanksgiving, who freaking knows? But that's what we're going to do. I have more than enough incredible inventory to put up on Etsy and eBay and make money off of, that if somebody else gets that for a steal, then that's great. All right, let's see. These pants were pretty cool. I'm excited about these. I They seem to be handmade. I think they're vintagey, but I'm not positive. I mean, I'm basing the vintage off the zipper, but they're cool as shit. So here's the pants. You're like, that's a skirt, Laura. No, it's not. It's pants. Look at that. Look at the width of that leg. God, it's amazing. I love it. All right. What is this? It's all like swirly pattern. It's very cool. It's kind of a crepey feeling fabric. Like I said, no tag. The only zipper is this nylon thing, but it's like the two little C's. You're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. Um, I want to focus. It's like two little CC next to each other. I don't have any idea what that zipper is. I know it can be vintage. But also these pants have pockets and they're so wide. They were $5, which is amazing. So I will put these up also for the low price of $15 starts on Whatnot because it's Thanksgiving and why not? So that I've only got a handful of pieces left, but they're really good. Okay. Yeah, just three more. This thing is so cool. So here's the tag. This brand is not typically my aesthetic. It's a little bit more Lagan look. So it would be a great piece for eBay. It still will be one if it doesn't sell on Whatnot. This was $6. And let's see. So it's a sweater, but hold on. Right? So look at that. And then those are actual sleeves. So this is going to look so cool. This is one of the reasons. Oh my God. It smells so perfumey. Sorry to whoever purchases this. Um, it's going to look, this is one of the reasons why I like to model stuff for Whatnot for pieces like this, because you're going to need to see this on a body. So really cool. I am going to look it up and comp it first to see what it might sell for. I have something else from this designer up online that I got because I was like, oh, this looks kind of neat. And then I looked it up and figured out that she's a little more sought after than I realized. So I don't remember. And again, I mean, if it sells for like $400, I probably won't put it up on Whatnot, but I don't think it's going to do that. So really cool though. It's such a fun sweater. Next, second to last, is this dress, which I freaking love. This is not a wintertime dress, but it's so cool. So, um, it's a sleeveless dress. This belt is like hooked through the arms. So it's just a sleeveless, one of these. And the print is really pretty, right? Pretty floral. And then here's the tag. It's together. I have something else recently that I got that together. And this was $7, and obviously it has its belt. So this is really fun. This will not go up for 15. I'll probably do this more for like 20 and see, but that's because I really, really like it. So love that. And then the final piece that I got, I'm so excited for. I'm stoked. And I'm sorry, it's not going on Whatnot. I am keeping this. It's a piece that I've been looking for myself for a long time. I'm very excited. So, yes, leopard print. This is the Vanity Fair leopard print Eddie onesie, little romper guy. Whoop. There it is. Look at that. So it's got that little jagged leg, and it is the actual little romper. I found one of these once that somebody had cut the crotch off of to make it into like more of a slip. and it sat a little bit funny, but it still was so cute. And I loved it, but I wanted to reconnect it to make it back into a romper, but they actually cut a bunch of fabric out. They didn't just separate the seam. So I've actually almost bought it off of Etsy or something a couple of times, and I just can never bring myself to do it because I'm cheap. So, but I paid it off because here it is. Let me find the Vanity Fair tag, which I hope is in here. Let's see. I mean, I don't care because A, I'm keeping it. And B, I know it's Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair is so distinct with these pieces. I think somebody took the tag out, which is fine because I'm keeping it. But I'm so excited about it. There was also a Vanity Fair leopard print nightgown there, but I didn't get it because it was really pilled up, and I just did. They had also cut the tag out of that one as well. But Vanity Fair, for some reason, their leopard print is incredibly distinct. Like at least, I feel like most people, if you're familiar with it, I feel like when you're in a thrift store, you can see this in the rack and you know that it's Vanity Fair. It looks very different from other leopard print for some reason. I couldn't tell you what about it, but anyway, I knew the nightgown was Vanity Fair, but it didn't have the tag, and it was just super pilled up. And nylon that pills is hard because if you try to depill it, it tends to pull and makes runs. So I just left it. I felt bad, but it wasn't going to be worth it. I'm so excited about this. Love this. So anyway, that's my little haul. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to get to work on getting it posted in Whatnot. I'm going to get this video posted up for you all. Also, by the way, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I'm so excited about. I cannot even tell you. Thank you to all of you who do subscribe. And what that means for me, besides the fact that it's just a cool milestone, it also means that I'm close to being able to be monetized, which means I can make money off of my YouTube videos. So I had gotten an email from YouTube a while back saying, like, congrats, you're eligible, like, to be in our partner program. And I guess the partner program has a couple of different kind of levels or something. So at that point, I was able to create like a membership channel, but I'm not doing that. I'm just barely handling the videos that I put out for you now. I can't like create member specific content necessarily at this point. Um, but then in order to be monetized, to make money off of the ads that are shown on YouTube, I had to have 1,000 subscribers, and then it's like 4,000 hours of watch time over the past year. And I'm still at like 3,600 hours of watch time. So it's going to be a little while before I hit that milestone, I think. But it was still just so much fun and it felt so validating. And thank you so much for all of you who watch this and who contribute to me being able to do that. I appreciate you so much. So thank you. And I'm going to get this posted for you. And I hope that you like it. And I will see you again soon. Bye. I don't know what this was. Why am I? Bye.